Today's podcast is brought to you by StrongHeartAcademy.com, where no heart is no victory. We are also brought to you by BJJ To Go. If you want to build your game and learn jiu-jitsu, go to bjjtogo.com. Third thing we're brought to you by is Rat Bat. Got rats? Want to kill bats? Kill them with a rat bat. Fourth thing we're brought to you by is hot dog flavored water ingredients. If you want to add it to your smoothie, hot dog flavor ingredient. Okay, so I just want to talk today about kind of experience I had on Monday. I've been training really hard for a competition coming up next week. I don't know when all this come out. Maybe this might come out in 2 weeks. I'll drop this one, but I'm trying to do Masters Worlds. I've been training really hard. I'm training 5-6 times a week. But a lot of rolls and hard rolls. I'm not like light training, it's hard training. And then lifting, and then I'm super diet. So I'm very, very disciplined right now. And I've been feeling pretty good and everything. And then Monday happened, and it was the 1st, so November 1st. And I had to teach at noon. And man, I just had these negative thoughts. And I had, depression, straight depression. And plus the negative thoughts. And I haven't had depression in a while. Every once in a while it kind of creeps in, and I know how to deal with it. And I just wanted to share my experience because the next day I felt great. And it's because I know me personally how to deal with it. And I just want to share how I feel like a good ways to deal with when that happens. And it also might not just be depression, it might just be the negative thoughts. Okay, the negative thoughts that you might have. And depression is slightly different. Sometimes the negative thoughts are combined with depression, and depression is not the blues. And when I'm just feeling down, it's something more. Things don't matter, stuff like that. So when I first used to get depression when I was really young, first of all, I also took medication when I was young, and I stopped taking medication for depression when I was 20. When I started jiu-jitsu, I quit doing medication for depression. And the way that I realized that helped me was exercise. And my old instincts used to be to immediately isolate myself and sleep in. I wanted to sleep all the time. And it's like the opposite of what you should do with depression. Is not isolation and definitely not sleeping in. And I love my sleep, but it just almost snowballs. So to me, I kind of told the class, I was just open and up front. I think everyone could tell that I'm like, this is not my happy self. And so I wanted to address it in my noon class when I was speaking. And I said, in jiu-jitsu, when you first start, someone's attacking you, and your instinct is sometimes to turn away from the danger. In boxing, when I box, same thing. It's like you have an instinct to turn your head from the punches. Well, the problem with that is you don't see where the punches are coming, and they're hitting you in the back of the head. Not legally, but like if it's a fight, they're gonna punch you in the back of the head, which is the worst scenario that could happen. In jiu-jitsu, the worst scenario that can happen is you turn away from the fight, you turn away from the problem, and now it's on your back. And you can't defend yourself on the back. And you generally can get choked. You'll get choked out many times, especially if you're brand new. You don't even know how to defend once they're on your back. So you have a problem, and instinctually is to turn away from it. And depression can be that way. These negative thoughts could be that way. Like, again, you have the problem. Instead of dealing with it, you're like, I'm just going to sleep. I'm going to isolate, put myself, away from other people. But it's just not the correct thing. The correct thing is to fight it and face it on. And I do kind of 3 things to do that. Is I exercise something, even if you're just going to go for a walk. It's just movement. Your body is made to move. And so the office, our current work society is like less farming, more industrial, more indoors. Now it's even less industrial. It's even just customer service and computer jobs. But you're sitting around. You need to move and get out there and move. So when you take your break at work, I recommend going for a walk. walk around your business, the complex, whatever, go down the hallway, go up and down the stairs, and just think. The second thing I like to do is rationalize the thoughts. Rationalize the thoughts. And that to me is super beneficial, is to think it through. Because the other thing that I was having that day, and you'll get it a lot in jiu-jitsu, but I think in all industries, when you're trying to accomplish something, people will, your voice in your head will say negative things. And anyone that's ever competed, this is definitely the thing. The day before, maybe the week of a competition, you start having these negative thoughts. And it's partly because we want to avoid pain and we want to avoid displeasure. So your brain is like, well, if you do that, this could happen. And, so don't do that, but sometimes it's really negative stuff. Like you're not good enough. You're not going to be strong enough. You're not made for this industry. You're not talented enough. You don't work hard enough. And it's not helpful. It's not helpful. And it's truly like your brain is lying to you. And, there's different things, id, ego, the shadow, the devil, different resistance, the resistance. There's different things that people have called it and they've described it. And we're all talking about the same thing. So even if you don't believe in modern psychology, or you don't believe in old psychology like the shadow, you don't believe in the devil, you don't think the devil's real, we all can agree that voice is real and there is a voice and we all kind of have it. And everyone has experienced that voice that tells you these negative things. And, in the Bible, they say like the devil is the father of lies. So even if you're like, oh, I don't believe in the devil, that's an imaginary thing. The concept of the father of lies in your own brain lying to you and telling you, negative things about yourself, or then, if you're doing wrong, it could lie to you and tell you that it's the right thing to do. But you still understand that concept. Everyone understands that concept. You could be atheist. It doesn't matter. We all have those thoughts at times. Some more than others, for sure, but everyone has it. And I think that's a relatable thing that a lot of people don't talk about. You hear depression, anxiety, but you don't talk about the man upstairs talking to you in your brain, or woman, and that voice that's saying just some bullshit, some bullshit. And the truth is, we can also, that voice can tell us, if you're just super confident, it can tell you, you're better than you are too. But even that, like, confidence is better than the negative voice. Like, even if you're not as good as you think you are, you're still going to be higher than where you are, because you're going to kind of go a little bit more than what you are. And I think the trick with that is the rationalization that you're like, look, I'm not the best at this industry. Am I better than most? Yes. Am I better than average? Yes. Am I working towards what I'm trying to accomplish? Yes. Do I have goals? Yes. So rationalize those things, and even in writing it down and speaking out loud. And speaking out loud is another thing that I used to be afraid of, because it's like, what if someone hears me talking to myself like I'm a crazy person? But there's something about auditorily hearing yourself saying the words and breathing it to life. Okay, so this is important in my opinion as well. So that's why the third thing is lack of isolation. So if you're not, you don't want to talk to yourself, which is understandable, talking to others, having friends that'll listen to you. This is like one of the best gifts in my life is I'm surrounded by so many people that are willing to listen to me whine. They're just good friends. And I'm willing, they know I'm willing to listen too. Even at 2 a.m, you call me, I'm going to answer the phone and we can talk about whatever, man. That's just such a blessing, such a powerful thing that I feel bad for people that don't have that, and you should seek that out. Jiu-jitsu has helped me so much. I'll share a lot of things with my students that maybe I shouldn't share, but they're close to me. It's like a brotherhood, And then I've never been in war. I've never been a soldier, but I've heard it's similar to that camaraderie where you've gone through some difficult things, and there's a trust that you can speak your mind with your compadres, your friends, your bros, okay, your sisters, your sisterhood. This is a positive thing. I actually think women are better at that than men. Talking about their feelings with friends and not always needing advice, just getting it out off your chest and off your mind and these negative thoughts. And and it's also good to have friends that are honest with you. So like, look, Mike, you are not training as hard as you can. You are not working as hard. I respect. I have a few friends that I know will tell me the truth. Not just I don't need my ego stroked. You don't need to tell me things that are not true. And then it's trying to find that like truth, because one day we are our best, one day we're not our best. So where are we? It's a day-to-day thing. And I think we're never like down here, but we're never up here, and we're somewhere in this middle. And when you find closer to reality of what you are, you know what to work on, what you can keep striving through to reach those goals. And I feel like that helps with depression, that helps with this negative thoughts, which again, I think are two different things, but they kind of correlate with each other. And jiu-jitsu, like, it's so hard when you first start, even if you're an athletic person. I think some people that are come in, they're not in shape. They're like, I got to get in shape. That's why I'm losing. Not really, because like everyone's losing. Like even the in shape guys, even the guys that have wrestled before are losing to the knowledge base. So you really need to be focused on knowledge and working on your physical health too. But it's not as important as the knowledge and knowing that you're not the only person losing. And losing is part of the process and part of the purification. It's the filtering out, right? The filtering out. Those bad techniques, we're filtering out because you're losing. And you're like, okay, that didn't work. What did I do wrong? And then focusing what you can fix and what you can do to change in your life, and being honest with that negative thoughts. And I just happened to have dinner with a good friend and his brother, who's like also my pastor, and he was saying those thoughts that he gets them sometimes, and he always tells himself, well, let's deal with this and make sure that it's just might be one day, just get till tomorrow. And then he said it might be get to tomorrow. And that's a concept too I've heard Navy SEALs talk about it and read about Navy SEALs, is like sometimes it's like you're not trying to get through hell week, you're trying to get through the next step. Just one more step, one more push-up, one more this, one more that. And that just gets you to the next phase and then, so for me, like Monday, I just trained. I did 5 rounds. 5 rounds during the noon, and then I did another 4 rounds at night, or 5 rounds, maybe 10 rounds. So it was about 5-minute rounds with 45-second rest. These are all hard rounds. And then in the morning, I woke up early, and I did the 6 a.m. class, and I trained in the morning. I did another 4 or 5 rounds, and then I went and worked out in the afternoon. And by the time I was like, even in the morning, I was already 6 a.m. the next morning, I was feeling good. And that was like, again, talking. I talked to my students about it. I talked to friends about it. I rationalized. And then, so I was not isolating myself. I got actually less sleep because I did the night class and I had to get up at 5 to make it to the 6 a.m. class. Which slows my healing process down, because I need sleep for healing, but sped up my mental process for the next day. And so for me, it was like more important mentally to push through than to physically push through, and physically resting versus like mentally getting after it and not getting too much sleep and causing more issues. I don't know what goes on when you oversleep. I can't tell you like scientifically or psychologically that's happening, but I definitely, oversleeping is not good for you. It's not mentally good for you. Physically, maybe your body heals a little bit, but if you train hard, and isolation is not good. And then obviously, we have COVID, and we're having so many problems now with people that isolated themselves, and in the people that even are isolated their families. I have friends that kind of isolate their families. Their kids don't go to school. They don't go to their church anymore. They don't hang out with their friends anymore. It's just their family. And I pray for them because I don't think isolation is good. And now you're also in your own echo chamber, and you don't hear outside voices anymore, and you don't get socialization of the kids, and it's just we're group animals. We're not meant to be lone wolf. The thing with the lone wolf, like a lone wolf, tough. No, the lone wolf is a dead wolf. That's the truth. Wolves hunt in packs. So if you can't hunt in a pack, you're less likely to be able to hunt. If you get hurt, injured, a lone wolf dies and starves to death. So it's not good. You want to be around people and like-minded people, but people that will help you and they're trying to do better as well. That's a little bit off topic, but like non-isolation. Don't be an isolate. And even if you're an introvert, maybe it's more talking on the phone. Maybe more like find the one person you like to hang out with. Maybe not in a crowd, but you want to go, they come over to your house and hang out with you. And maybe even if it's playing video games, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, don't isolate yourself off completely. It's not healthy. And again, the shadow, the ego, the devil, the resistance, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter to me. We all know it's real. And we need to have tools in our toolbox to fight it. And those are my 3 tools for you guys is exercise, talk to people or talk to yourself, and rationalize the thoughts. Think the thoughts through. What is your brain telling you? Is that really true? Okay. Is it really true? Because it probably isn't. And it's your brain trying to protect you, but it's not. Again, sometimes our instincts are not correct. When you roll away from a choke, you're actually taking your back. And then instinctually it seems right. You turn your head from a punch, you're actually getting hit. Now you can move and maneuver, but you need to see what's coming. Okay? It doesn't mean that you need to go straight into danger, but you need to go forward and maneuver around the danger. And that's, for me, is the rationalization. Like, I'm going to take it on and think it through if I can. And then if I can't, I really need to get around some people that can be honest with me and talk me and help me through my thought processes. And so that's it. I just want to share that with you guys. Again, I feel great today. Now we're on this Wednesday. I don't know when this will come out, maybe 2 weeks. But I'm going to be dropping these every Monday. So look for them on Facebook, on YouTube. And I'll have the link. It's AZ ADHD podcast. I'm way behind on my Spotify, like downloading there. I'm on time with all my YouTube downloads. So I'll start working on getting the other stuff out for you guys on the on all the platforms that are only audio. Okay. This is the video version, and you can get that on YouTube. It's free. And please subscribe. It helps me out. And like and share if you like it, guys. Comment too, like, hey man, that's full of shit, or whatever. Like, that's okay. You can not think the same. It's okay to have disagreements, or you can say, man, I totally appreciate that, and I've been struggling with that, and I totally appreciate when people let me know if I've been helpful, because I like to be helpful. So thanks and peace.
Let me talk for just a second, help me feel that sense of rhythm. Find the meanings in our bearings and discover this position as a stage along the way. Another rung to the ladder, either stalling or you're climbing, and I'd rather be the latter. Instead of getting fatter, let the footsteps resume naturally.